All right, guys, morning. Sorry I'm not there, but let's go over the answers for our science spiral review. Number 8. Erosion is one of the processes involved in the formation of sedimentary rock. Which of the best describes the process of erosion? Survey says H. Pieces of rock or soil are carried from one place to another. If you missed this, please remember that erosion is the process of taking. Remember our chant? Weathering breaks it, erosion takes it. We are moving. Let's look at question 20. Fossil fuels formed over long periods of time after particles in water settled to the sea floor and formed marine mud. What kinds of particles needed to be present in the marine mud in order for fossil fuels to form? Keep in mind, this is at the bottom of the ocean, which means that we're going to have our little microplankton. We're going to have dead fish. We're also going to have dead plants. So think back to our lab when we had our bread and we used our syrups. So is it going to be F, mostly sand and a few small bits of wood? Mostly decaying organisms? Mostly lava and a few sedimentary rocks? Or mostly metal minerals? Survey says G, mostly decaying organisms. We're at the bottom of the ocean, guys. Remember, if you missed this one, think, what's in the water? Organisms is just a big fancy word for animals and living things. All right, let's go to the next question. Number 44. This photograph shows plants growing on the surface of a pond. If it's growing on the surface of the pond, we're thinking algae, we're thinking lily pads. How do plants like these form fossil fuels? F, the dead plants sink to the bottom of the pond and get buried by sediments for millions of years. G, the dead plants get buried for millions of years and form fossils that attract carbon. H, the dead plants sink to the bottom of the pond and are consumed by decomposers. Or J, the dead plants produce carbon that is consumed by fish, which form fossils. Survey says F, the dead plants sink to the bottom of the pond and get buried by sediments for millions of years. This is another type of coal formation. All right, let's go to the next one. Last one, number 44. Some students make a model to show one of the first steps in the formation of sedimentary rock. The students pour 2 centimeters of light-colored sand into a clear plastic box. Then they add 1 centimeter of gravel. Finally, they pour 2 centimeters of dark-colored sand on top of the gravel. Which characteristics of sedimentary rock does this model best show? Are we looking at sedimentary rock is made of layers? Sedimentary rock is cemented bits of rock? Sedimentary rock is often limestone? Or sedimentary rock is common in Texas? Survey says F. It's made of layers. If you look back in the question, it says 2 centimeters of light-colored sand in a clear plastic box, 1 centimeter of gravel on top of that, 2 centimeters of dark-colored sand on top of the gravel. If you need to visually draw that out, I would, but that is showing straight-up layers, one after the other. All right, guys, make sure you turn these in to the substitute so that I can keep them in my folder. Make sure you write how many you missed. If you missed 1, then it's a 7, no, there's 4 questions. Yeah, if you missed 1, it's a 75, 2 is a 50, 3 is a 25. If you missed all 4, we need to talk when I get back tomorrow. All right, guys, I'll see y'all later.